Arne Slot's Liverpool is changing world football forever. And I'm going to break down how he's doing it and how Liverpool as a whole are doing the unthinkable. This is the channel that is all Liverpool all the time. It's all red. Please hit that like button and consider subscribing as we continue to build the best community in the world. First and foremost, Arne Slot is doing all that he's doing this season with minimal spending. £34.7 million is all that Slot's Liverpool has spent in the last two transfer windows. They have spent the least amount of any Premier League club in 24 and 25. Just look at this list. Liverpool, Everton, Newcastle, Leicester City at the bottom of the pile there. And then you scroll all the way down to Villa, Chelsea, Man City, and Man United. Man City and Man United have spent over £200 million in the past two transfer windows. And yet, you look at the the Premier League table and the Champions League table, Liverpool are still well in the FA Cup, and they are still in the Carabao Cup, looking forward to the final. Now, Mamardashvili and Chiesa have been the two incomings for Slot. Of course, Mamardashvili not even with Liverpool this season. Chiesa finally getting up to speed and making somewhat of an impact. Obviously, this January transfer window for Liverpool, very, very quiet with 0 incomings and, well, 6 outgoings, a couple free transfers, and then a couple of the kids loaned out. Now, this is what Alexis McAllister had to say about Arne Slot. We are so lucky the club found a manager like Arne. We are exceeding the expectations. At the beginning of the season, nobody expected us to do well. I didn't even expect to be in the place we are in, and it's mainly because of Arne. That's what his players are saying about him. Liverpool have played 36 games this season, one more at this stage than last season. We have one minor injury, despite playing every 3 days. It is quite remarkable, and major props to Ruben Peters. By the way, that one player is already back in training, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Let's just look at this real quick, because I want to interject here and say that this is the old way of doing things. Now, I'm going to call this the old way of doing things. It's what we're all used to, right? You have to spend to win. Well, Man City has seen that, and they have spent over £180 million in the January transfer alone. Just in January. Manchester City, the rest of the Premier League spent 177. That is absolutely ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. And why do I put this here? It's because this is now the old way of doing things. You spend a ton of money and you expect success to follow. Well, Liverpool are doing the inverse this season. They are not spending anything because the squad is good enough. Listen to what Slot said about the lack of January business. We have a very good squad. And if you look at the league table, then the players have shown that the trust we had in them was correct. At the moment, apart from Trent, everyone is available. We are happy with the team we have. That was a terrible Arne Slot impression. Please don't slate me in the comments. And I think it's true. Arne Slot just said, we have the best players in the world on every position on the pitch. Okay? And I think that's true. But that didn't just happen, right? Of course, he inherited an amazing squad from Jurgen Klopp. But Arne Slot has taken that beautiful squad that Jurgen Klopp built, and he has transformed it and molded it into something even greater, right? And Ryan Gravenberch is 1 in a million. Not because everyone wanted him, not because he was a £100 million transfer. It's because Arne Slot saw the potential, and he took that potential and he ground it into a beautiful diamond, right? He scraped off the edges, he cleaned it up a little bit, and now Liverpool have the best number 6 in world football. They didn't have that last season. Oh, they had the same guy, but he wasn't the best number 6 in world football. That's what Arne Slot has done. That's what Jurgen Klopp did at Liverpool. But Arne Slot is now transforming these players. The same, by the way, could be said about Ibrahima Konate. Obviously, we knew we had a good defender, but he wasn't world class like he is this season. Konate alongside of Van Dijk, easily the best duo in world football defense right now. So that's the first point, guys. The second is this. Liverpool has had maximum success so far. Okay, so far. They haven't won a trophy yet. but they have had maximum success. It's hard to say. The quad is still on. Liverpool are leading in all competitions. I know they trail Tottenham, but we will see after the game today. But maximum success, the top of the Premier League, the top of the Champions League, and Arne Slot just seems like he's getting started, right? Like we have not seen the peak of this Liverpool team yet. By the way, Arne Slot's Liverpool has the high ground when it comes to transfers now, right? Even though Man City just spent 200 million, even though Manchester United has been spending 200 million plus in the past 2 windows, Liverpool now have the high ground. They are poised to spend big after being patient. Now I know what you're going to say. That's what the ownership says every time they skip a transfer window, right? Oh, the next transfer window, big spending. I get it. But even Arne Slot is starting to say this, right? Even Arne Slot is saying, listen to what he said about Richard Hughes. I think Richard said this already, and maybe I said it once or twice as well, that with the new regime coming in, with Richard, me, and some others, the first thing we wanted to do was see what we had over here. This was always the plan, guys. This was always the plan. I know people are going to yell at me in the comments for saying this, but this was always the plan. Arne Slot wanted to come in, Richard Hughes wanted to come in to see what Arne Slot could do with this batch of players, right? This batch of diamonds. And Arne Slot has not disappointed. Now, we turn our attention to summer, and obviously Liverpool have everything to play for the rest of the season, but we turn our attention to the summer, and recruitment meetings apparently have taken place at the AXA training with view to attacking the summer transfer window in a big way. That's from Lewis Steele. This is from Wingplay. Don't know if this is a legit source, probably not, but he said, been told Liverpool are set to fork out a whopping £250 million for the upcoming transfer window, summer window. We understand that all the groundwork for summer transfers have been laid. Arne Slot is confident on bringing Isak, Baliba, and Kirkez to Anfield. That is probably not true, but still remarkable. Now, the scary thing is Arne Slot did not inherit a very, very old squad. In fact, it's a very young squad. And that's the scary part. Look at Gravenberch, 22 years old. McAllister just turned 26. Szoboszlai's 24. Curtis Jones, 24. How in the world is Harvey Elliott still 21? I feel like he's been 21 for 5 years. And then, of course, Trey Nioni, the up-and-coming midfielder for Liverpool, is only 17. You could throw in some other academy players in there as well. And you've just got a Liverpool team that is overwhelming with power, with pace, with talent, and with youth. It's scary. It's scary. So what is my point here with all of this? Well, here's the deal. Liverpool are changing the game. They are literally changing how success is measured in world football. If they go on to win the Premier League this year, that will be stunning in and of itself. And that's the trophy that every Liverpool fan wants. They want the Premier League trophy. And if they go on to win it, it will be a very, very remarkable feat, having spent literally nothing in the transfer windows for an entire year. And so we look at what could potentially be for this Arne Slot Liverpool team. And if they go into summer having won a trophy or 2 or more, and they're able to drop massive amounts of cash to bring in Isak, to bring in Kirkez, to bring in Baliba, the success will just be getting started. And that's my point, is that Arne Slot has shown the world you can win without spending hundreds of millions of pounds. And when you get to the top, perhaps it's time to splash a little cash.